What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house, coming at you with that new computer feel. Oh, the no lag, seeing XSplit works so great on my computer. Thank you guys so much. And we're here with a market watch that's a bit weird. We knew when the Noble Knight link was gonna get announced. Eventually someone was gonna jump for the Noble Knights, but they did it kind of harder than I expected. $26 almost for the lowest Madrot first ad. No unlims available, period, before 42. This is pretty crazy considering that the people hate Platinum Rare. I love Platinum Rare, but the Platinum Rare is still sitting here pretty and low at 347, which is still a quote-unquote jump up a little. You guys, Noble Knights aren't going to sell. Even as they come down, there's no one that's going to be throwing their money at Madrots. They've gotten improvements in their Link Monster and their new spell card, but they're just not going to be the top tier of the meta. The running joke with the Noble Knight Link Monster is that it's great for all the other decks. It's great for heroes. It's good for other warrior decks, but Noble Knights aren't going to be the one abusing their own boss monster. Kind of like the Phantom Beast didn't get to abuse Dracosack. It was E-Dragons, and then even the Prophecy kind of got to use it. And we see over here on eBay Secret first, brand new, $20, so it is already chilled out a little more on eBay. But it's not just Madrot, surprisingly. Merlin is up there too. Somebody on yesterday's Market Watch was like, hey John, I was looking around at cards and Merlin seemed to be going up, and I was like, my Noble Knight senses are tingling. And sure enough, there's more shenanigans afoot than just Madrot and Merlin. We'll get into that in a second. But Merlin, as you see, there's none. There was actually a couple at the $8 range near mint yesterday, and they seem to have just swept them all. But over here on eBay, unless my tab isn't refreshed, I tried to refresh as many tabs as I could. $8, $8.50. So you see it's still sitting around there on eBay 9 listings. It's not worth it, guys. This deck has always been the deck that's tried to be good, was almost there, and that Link Monster doesn't do enough for this deck specifically. I think it does more for other decks. Like I was saying, Photon Thrasher helps its genericity with the other warrior decks, and that's why I would have picked the ultimate rare out of any card. Certainly, I don't think Madrot's worth more than an ultimate Photon Thrasher. Noble Knight Brothers, hey, why not? The Mega Pack completely sold out on TCG Player, and 924. I haven't seen anything breaking this deck. There's something that says, I've set up where you're not gonna take care of me. Like, this deck tries to put a monster on board and a ton of equips behind it. One nice kaiju tends to take care of that. And even if you haven't set up specifically that way, there's so many field wipes, there's so many things that are just gonna take care of this deck. $10, $10, $10, $15. I think it's a smart buyout in a sense that, yeah, it was low, it got new support. I don't think the support's going to hammer out, and if you're paying anything past the market prices that were the old market prices, except for I could see this being $4. Like, that's acceptable, $4 to $5. But if you're paying something past $8 for an unlim, stop yourself. Please don't. Please don't do that. Now, another pretty nice buyout is Ultimate Zeratius. I think this one was a good pick. The Counter Fairy structure is coming out. We've got an ultimate rare that searches Sanctuary in the sky. I don't know that it will see play or see use, but it was a nice idea. I don't think it will maintain overall, although most old cards that get bought out seem to kind of stick at their new point. So we'll watch that as it goes through the days and weeks. But $18.65, $19 here lowest. And we see on eBay Ultimate Unlimited at $15 near mint. And we look for the first ed. This doesn't necessarily say near mint, it says pre-owned. Like, play near mint at the 17, 18-ish mark. A little more, but it's from Canada, so whoever wanted to get them and flip them faster didn't go for the foreign ones as usual, so that usually screams buyout rather than natural. Something really weird going on is a lot of Millennium Pack buyouts. Left Arm Offering has gotten bought out here, and I think it's around the $20 mark. This ain't no $25 card, kiddos. We see on eBay, it's already at $18.18. I'm just gonna refresh both to make sure. There's a lot of tabs here. Probably more cards than I featured in Market Watch in a while. So we have 1818, and yep, we got the good old $25 on TCG Player. Let this chill back out. This has been targeted for buyouts time and time and time again. It's an amazing card, but as long as we have 3 of those 4 heads running around Ash Blossoms, this card is just not gonna do its job right. It'll make top cuts, it'll get up there in YCSs, it might even win a YCS, but man, do you have to fade hand trap after hand trap all tournament. It's just crazy. I guess if you activate it and you've got a Gamma in your hand, you're pretty safe until they Gamma your Gamma. It's just a rough card in my opinion. But I can see how powerful it is for what it has to offer, and offer your left arm. But it's a great card, and it's just not worth its price point. More Millennium Pack buyouts, the true name. All right, we're just buying God card support out now. $4.40, almost $5. If you don't know what it does, declare one card name, excavate the top card of your deck, and if it's the declared card name, add it to your hand, then add to your hand, or special summon a divine monster from your deck. Otherwise, send it to the graveyard. You can activate one true name per turn. You stack your deck and you call what's on top. Maybe you knew what's on top because of the Spiral Player. I don't know. It's definitely interesting that this is getting targeted alongside, and we see here on eBay, $4.47, getting targeted alongside the Winged Dragon of Ra, Immortal Phoenix. I showed this on a previous Market Watch. It's still up there at 13. I expected this to come crashing back down, but it seems people want those hard-to-get God cards to be hard to get. On eBay, a bit cheaper, $12.25, $12.50, and I just want to make sure all my prices are right here. Yep. It seems like I did a good job refreshing, but Winged Dragon of Ra, really? The Immortal Phoenix? Oh, now everybody has Spirit Mode and you can get it out of here? No. This is just insanity. It's targeted buyouts. We saw exactly the moment it was bought out, and now people are just sticking to the new number, it seems, and trying to keep it up there. If you don't buy it, they've got to lower it. Just chill out. You had forever to get this card too as a collector. If you kept putting it off, no, I'll get it later, you only have yourself to blame. You had, what, over about a year, if I'm not mistaken, so that's kind of on you. Link Rebo's quantity keeps going down. I've been watching this. I think Robbie Cole just released a whole video on it. 32 lowest still, which is about where it was here. But the amount of sellers, it was 19 2 days ago, 17 yesterday, 16 today. The amount of sellers keeps going down. Now, we do have heavy hitters holding the line at 35 and about the 40 range at 9 and 9. So there are big quantities stacked deep to prevent it from flying past the 40 point. But over here on eBay, about $35. It was 36 lowest before this new listing that popped up earlier this morning. $34.49. It is a low quantity of cards. Not everybody got theirs in. I believe Masao was still waiting on his, and that's kind of why we don't have it legal. Not everybody has their version of the card that was shipped out. We don't know when it'll be legal, but when it goes legal, its price is going to continue to go up till it's reprint. And we're going to see several volleys of buyouts, very similar to Apprentice Illusion Magician, except this is actually going to be in top cut deck after top cut deck. If you didn't get yours, you only have yourself to blame here as well. You got to throw down the cash if you didn't get your subscription, and I would do it now. And I told you so news, because I love saying that when I get comments. Oh, John, Invocation deserves to be at 70. It has new support coming out. So I got several comments in the last one telling me I was so wrong and that Invocation would stay at the 70 up mark and it deserved to be the highest ulti. $63 here, but oh, we go to eBay and it's so sweet. $55. back down there with the rest of them. Let's refresh, and oh yes, 55, 55, 57. Oh, Dakota Talker sitting about that 56 lowest on eBay. I believe you get it cheaper here on TCG, about 54, and then we see about 53 on Brilliant on TCG, about the same on eBay. But I told you guys that Invocation would not hold its price point. Amazing card. Has future support coming. I love the Invoke, but it is very specific to an engine that, yes, can be splashed with many decks. It's specific to that engine, and whereas you've got to run like Meltdowns, Alisters, you've got to decide how many of each to put in. Yes, Invocation doesn't have a cheap form reprint yet, but that wasn't going to hold the ulti up. It's no Ghost Ogre. It's no Solemn Strike, and it was bound to come down from that 70 mark. And I just love to say I told you so. Another good mention is if Trickstars get hit hard, the OCG apparently adapted to play more Lilybells. Now might be the time to go ahead and start taking your pot shots at getting your playset of Lilybells. We see them relatively cheap over here at around the 350 mark. I haven't looked it up on eBay, so let me know in the comment section down below how that is for you guys. What do you think of today's market watch? A bunch of insane buyouts. The Noble Knights across the board had several cards that spiked. We had Zeratius, the counter fairy kind of support, more so Sanctuary in the Sky support. How do you feel about that Searcher? I mean, if Terraforming got hit, sure. And if Sanctuary in the Sky suddenly became mandatory. Left Arm Offering was pretty insane, along with other Millennium pack cards like the True Name and the Winged Dragon of Ra. I'd been calling that set to be something you wanted to pick up with all the altar arts and crazy stuff in it. I think it's a great set to kind of have in your back pocket. Of course, Card of the Mai is getting reprinted, but so many cards that randomly, like Trap Pull of Spikes. Oh no, if Trap Trick suddenly got really good, you might be playing this kind of a card in there. We've seen the holding cards go up before, but just stuff like having Dark Paladins and these new show card arts. It's a great set overall to have, in my opinion, and it's got a lot of classic show cards. It's just stuff I would keep and pick out of bulk, not necessarily buy, unless I could get the sealed product cheaper. It's a great set. Oh, Black Skull Dragon. You know, almost every incarnation of this has been money, except for this version. So it's just things I think will go up over time. That's kind of the theme with sets like these, one-off sets like these. But thanks for watching. What did you think of today's Market Watch, guys? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section down below. And oh, it's so nice to look at this lag-free camera, lag-free donation scroller. Oh, it's so nice. Thank you guys so much.